Hi, everybody. I tried to dress up as a ghost, but my costume didn't really work very well. That was a bit of a fail, but I have this really kind of creepy Halloween decoration hanging outside where I live. It's like this skeleton little ghost dude, and I thought that he could make an appearance at today's little live party. Oh, this is so exciting. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to keep this fairly short just because, it's around dinner time and I personally am pretty hungry and honestly pretty exhausted after today. It's been a total whirlwind of a day, but I'm so happy that you guys are here. Hi, Willa. Oh, that's okay. Hi for when you watch it later. I'm so glad that you could make it. And thank you so much for saying that. I'm really, really excited. Today has been crazy. Like, I feel like I'm so relieved, but it hasn't really hit me that it's happened yet. So I've just been, I don't know, like right now is kind of the first time where I'm sitting and being like, oh my God, I don't have like 10 million things on my to-do list. I can really just kind of soak it in. And it's such a good feeling. I'm so excited. I'm really happy. Hi, Devin. Thanks so much for coming out. Oh, it's good to see you. Thank you so much. As I've just said, I'm very happy. I just really don't quite feel that it's real yet. Oh, hey. All right. I've been practicing this. Micah, I think, yes. All right. I'm sorry. I'm really bad with names, but I have been drilling it into my head because I don't want to get it wrong. Hi, thank you so much. I know we were messaging on Instagram earlier. Thank you so much for coming and for supporting and everything. This has been a crazy whirlwind of a day. I brought some Halloween costumes because I thought that this could be kind of festive. So I don't know which one you all think would look the best. I have two options. I have this one little like cow headpiece that I got while I was in college because there was a party that happened every year at college called it was like a barn themed party. And one year I decided to go in my mom's cow onesie and I bought this to go along with it. And I haven't worn it since. So this is costume option number one. Costume option number two is this kind of like funky skeleton. I wore this also in high school and I dressed up as a skeleton. I recently brought a lot of my old Halloween decorations from my parents' house over to where I live. So I now have all of these Halloween themed things that I'm very, very excited about. I can also wear both of them, although I don't really know exactly what this look is going to say. I'm looking at this now. I don't think this is the move. Yeah, so very festive, very excited. I have a couple of ideas for what to do today. So I had promised in the cover photo of the stream that I'm going to do the giveaway winner announcement here. So I'm really excited about that. I also have emailed the giveaway winner, or I will email the giveaway winner after we do the stream individually. So if they're not here, it's not the end of the world. And then I'm going to do the title reveal of They Stay 2, which is very exciting. I'm very excited about it. I really, really love this title. And it's kind of one of those titles that has a lot of internal meaning in it and connected to the book. So I'm excited about that. And I was thinking I'd read part of chapter 1 of the book. This is an Amazon proof. It's not an actual published copy of the book, but it's the only one that I have on me right now because I've been mailing, because I don't want to touch any of the ones that I have for my signed copies because those are all very safely packed away because I don't want anything to touch them before they get shipped out to the people who order them. So these are my ones that I keep for manhandling and reading. So I'm going to read a little bit from chapter 1. And then I found some really kind of ghosty themed BuzzFeed quizzes that I thought could be really fun to do together. I can put a link in the chat and we could all do them and share results because I don't know, I thought that they were really, really silly. But hi, Brian. Thank you so much for coming. Brian was one of my ARC readers, everybody. He left a really, really nice review of They Stay, and I was very grateful that he took the time to read it. Hello, is it Milagros? Hi, I'm so happy you could make it. I'm so glad that you could catch the stream too. Thank you so much for coming. I think this is going to be fun. So I think maybe we start with the giveaway winner. So recently, if you don't know, I ran this giveaway on, my Instagram / King Sumo and everything. I gave away a Kindle, and on that Kindle, I had some young adult books downloaded on the Kindle, and I, had this big giveaway running. And I wanted to announce the winner in conjunction with They Stay's release. So that giveaway happened, that giveaway ran. I had almost 1,000 entries into that giveaway. So that was super, super exciting. And the winner was randomly selected. I actually randomly selected the winner this morning. or like around lunchtime, and the randomly selected winner was my dad. Like, I don't know how that happened because it was like a 0.0003% chance or something crazy that it was actually going to be him. But for some reason, like, he was the name that popped up. So I had to call him and I was like, congratulations. But no, like, this is going to look sketchy. I'm not going to put you and announce it as this big thing saying like, oh yeah, my dad. And then 1 month later, I'll get it back from him and I'll be like, oh, enter to win a Kindle. Cause I want to be honest with my giveaways. So I read you the winner, and the winner to the giveaway of a Kindle with 5 young adult books downloaded on it is officially, big drum roll, Kayla. Kayla K. I don't want to give her whole name here, but her name is Kayla. She won the giveaway. I am going to message her after this stream. I don't see her in the comments right now, but that's okay. I'm very excited. She's really great. And yeah, so Kayla won the giveaway. And if you didn't win the giveaway and you entered, I run giveaways a lot. That's the thing that I really like to do. So if you're interested in winning future things from me, I always have giveaways running at least pretty frequently, like one every month or every 2 months or so. So yeah, okay, cool. So giveaway winner announcement happened. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'll do a little bit of a reading of They Stay Chapter 1. I'm not going to do the entire chapter. I'm probably going to do about 9 pages of the chapter. And then after we do the chapter, then we can maybe do some BuzzFeed quizzes. Oh, and then I'll tell you the title of book 2 because I'm excited about that. I think as I read, I'm going to put on my Halloween costume to make this, little visually exciting up here. Oh, hi, Mia. I'm so glad that you could make it. Hi. We're just about to do a reading of the first chapter of the book. And yeah, okay. So this is the book that I will be reading from. As you can see, I haven't done a reading in a while. The last time I actually did a reading, I think I was in high school. It was for the book that I published in high school. And I showed up to a library and they had all these posters up in the library. And I stood up at the podium for the event and waited and nobody came. And my mom sat in the audience and I still read out my little section to my mom and she taped it. And I had prepared like a little speech and I still gave it and she taped it. And I still have that somewhere. It's like really mortifyingly embarrassing, but also kind of cute now that, enough time has passed. But that was the last time I've done a reading, so I'm a little bit out of practice. Okay, so this is for my young adult thriller, They Stay. They Stay has a couple of content warnings. If you believe that this might upset you, there's nothing graphic or anything in chapter 1, but there are mentions of domestic violence and like there's just kind of subtle mentions of that happening in chapter 1. I think that that's really the main one that happens, but if that's something that you don't want to read, please just hop out of the stream because I don't want to, expose anyone unknowingly to that. Cool. So this is chapter 1, and this is from Shiloh's point of view. If Max doesn't put his shirt on right now, I'm going to kill him. He does this every week. The minute I fish his red t-shirt out of his drawer and tell him it's time to get dressed for t-ball practice, he starts to act up. But I don't have time for this fight today. Come on, buddy, I say, kneeling in front of him and trying to fit my 6-year-old brother's arms through the sleeves of his t-shirt. Please. Max wriggles away from me. I'm not going. You have to, I say, holding his face and wiping the tears that drip from his chin. Dad won't let Max quit t-ball, but he should. He's not the one who has to pull Max off the floor, wrestle him into his uniform every Saturday morning, and promise to buy him ice cream after practice if he'd just put on his shirt already. Dad signed Max up for t-ball because Max is a shy kid and Dad wants to break him out of his shell. What Dad doesn't realize is that Max isn't shy. He just shuts down around Dad. But Dad will never admit this, so it's all baseball is a great American pastime this, and t-ball will get you used to the game that. I wish he'd let it go. Just because Dad wants Max to play doesn't mean Max should have to, but I know damn well Dad won't listen if I say anything, so I keep my mouth shut. Max sniffs a booger back up his nose. I hate t-ball. I know, I say. I'm bad at it. You just need to practice. But I don't want to. A mischievous smile creeps onto his face. This is a goddamn nightmare. The side of my mouth tugs up. Mom uses that phrase when anything inconvenient happens, like getting lost when she's driving or dropping a box of dry pasta onto the floor. A goddamn nightmare, I echo. Max had a real nightmare last night. He came into my room in the middle of the night and poked the soft part of my cheek until I woke up. I shot upright. Seeing it was only Max, relief washed over me. What is it? There's a green monster in my room. His eyes were wide with panic. It stood on its hind legs and it was tall, with blood all over its snaggly teeth. Most of Max's nightmares are about monsters in our house. Usually, they sneak in when he's asleep, and he wakes up to find them standing over his bed. A yawn pulled at my lips. I'd only just managed to fall asleep, but Max needed me. So with a tired groan, I scooted over, and Max climbed under my sheets. I went on to make up a story about a tall, leaf-eating dinosaurs to help him go back to sleep. But he likes those and doesn't think they're scary. When I drifted off again myself, I dreamed of a huge, long-necked dinosaur looming over my bed. Hot saliva dripped from its jaws and burned holes through my shirt and my skin. It got closer to my face until it was an inch from my nose. I stayed still as it opened its mouth to display rows of razor-sharp teeth embedded in its gums. With a venomous roar, it bit me in half. The dream sounds dumb when I talk about it now. It was really scary. I told Max about it when he woke me up this morning. He rolled his eyes at the ceiling. "Don't be silly," he said. "The guys with the long necks are harmless. They eat trees. It's the angry ones with the short arms you've got to be scared of." Back in the present, Max rubs his nose. Can I get an extra scoop of ice cream? Can I get an extra scoop of ice cream today? A laugh rises from my chest, the kind only Max can get out of me. He blinks up at me with his sad brown eyes, and it's like a fist curls around my heart. Those eyes, man, they get me every time. Mine are the same, according to my mom anyway. She says that even when Max and I are happy, our eyes are still a teeny bit sad. "Mom is picking you up from practice." I tug on his shirt. "So you'll have to ask her." He completely ignores me. "Can I get 3 scoops? That's a lot of scoops." He giggles. "Please, can you ask Mom?" Ice cream, the best bargaining tool. "Sure, I'll ask her." Max shimmies his arms into the sleeves of his t-shirt. I pull on my work vest before hoisting Max onto my back and walking out into the kitchen, like I did when we went out for breakfast this morning. I'm pretty sure Mom cleaned up the broken glass from last night, but I still want to carry Max just in case she missed anything. Better safe than sorry. I don't want him to cut his foot. Wisps of gospel music weave through the hallway, hitting my ears before I reach the kitchen. At the sink, Mom is scraping egg off a frying pan. Dad has his legs propped up on his lazy boy recliner and is half watching some cooking show on television while skimming his eyes over the paper. He looks so comfortable, content, as if nothing had happened last night, as if making breakfast could make me forget the anger burning behind his eyes or how hard he shoved Mom's face into the couch. I jumped up from the computer and covered Max's eyes before he could see, hurrying back into his room. I heard Dad break the glass from here. I can still smell it, the scotch, simmering under the smell of bacon like his anger simmers beneath him now. Mom cranes her neck, looks over to see us, and smiles through closed lips. "Are you leaving for the park?" I give her a swift nod. At the sound of Mom's voice, Dad glances over at us, lowers his paper onto his lap, and crosses the room to pull Max off my back and hold him up by the crook of his arms. "There's my big, strong man," Dad says, lifting Max even higher. My shoulders shrink beside him. Dad isn't that tall, average height, nothing special, but his shoulders are broad. His arms curve and bulge out from underneath his zip-up sweatshirt, and his bicep is nearly the size of my head. He doesn't let me forget it. "You know what practice makes?" This is one of Dad's go-to sayings. Max has heard this many times before and offers a small "champions." Dad grins. "Champions, yeah." He nestles Max onto his hip. Max looks pale. I can see in his eyes how badly he wants Dad to let him go, but he's too scared to say anything. Dad's sober now. I'm not worried he'll do anything to hurt Max, but I want Dad to put him down just the same. Champions are made of practice. He puts Max on the ground, and I take Max's hand to pull him closer to me. We have to go. "Have you eaten enough?" Mom says, drying her frail hands on her apron as she walks over to us. Dad scoffs at her. "Are you kidding? They ate like kings this morning, especially this one over here." Dad pokes me in the ribs with his beefy finger, and I flinch. He laughs as if he was being funny. I'm joking, but no, Heidi, they're fine. "Please, just take a snack." Mom hurries back to the kitchen cabinets to grab small bags of goldfish for us, which have been my favorite ever since I can remember. I watch her closely. I can't tell how bad last night was for her just by looking. Sometimes I can, if I catch a glimpse of a mark beneath the sleeve of her pajama shirt, or if the light hits her neck in the right way and I notice the concealer blending into her skin. There's none of that today, but I can tell by the exhausted shadows weighing down the skin beneath her eyes and the way her fingers tremble in the crinkled goldfish bags as she hands one to me and one to Max that something's wrong. My hands hang heavy at my sides. I used to hate her, especially when things with Dad first got bad. Part of me thought she deserved what happened to her because she didn't do anything to stop it, but I know it's more complicated than that. She loves him, and if he wasn't always and he wasn't always like this. There are good parts of Dad, but there's Max to think about here, and some things in life are just uncomplicated. People do unforgivable things, and when they do, it doesn't matter how good they are. That one thing shrouds the rest. This is one of those things. Because of that, I don't see it as my responsibility to protect Mom. I just have to focus on Max. I keep my eyes trained on Mom as I ask, "Are you sure you can pick up Max today?" I'm usually the one who picks Max up from T-ball on Saturday mornings, but Kate asked me to pick up her shift today. I didn't want to, but she's done it for me, and it was payback time. Mom said it was fine. If I wanted to take an extra shift, she would pick Max up from practice herself. Not a problem, but it still doesn't feel right. I am, Mom assures me. 1:15, right? Yes, and 3 scoops of ice cream afterwards. I grip Max's hand tighter. I know Mom is capable of picking Max up from practice, but I can't shake the bad feeling in my stomach. I like being in control of Max's schedule, so I know he's safe. But Mom will take care of him. And Dad probably won't even be home today because he likes to watch the Buckeyes play at the bar on Saturdays. I'll be home around 2 anyway, so it's okay. Max will be fine. 3 scoops, Dad says to Max. Lucky man. Mom wrings her hands. I will be there. I smile with closed lips and jerk my chin towards the door. Okay, we're going. Play hard, Dad says, wandering back over to the lazy boy and sinking down into the leather. Be good, kids. Bye, Max says as he ties his sneakers, and I grab his hand and we walk out the door. It's sunny today. It's still early September, so it's only just starting to get cold at night. The sun beats down on the back of my neck and warms the blue fibers of my employee vest. I keep a strong hand on Max's as we walk. There are cars out, and I don't want him to run into the road. I fill my lungs with warm air, and I feel a weight lift from my chest. A lot of the time, our house feels like it's closing in around us, but when I'm outside with Max and there's just the two of us, it's like I can breathe again. On days when I feel like I just can't go on anymore, all I have to do is take one look at Max and remember that I have to pull it together for his sake. God, if I didn't have him, I don't know what I'd do. What did the sauropod in your dream look like? Max asks. It takes me a second to remember that sauropod is the word for a long-necked dinosaur. I just remember the long neck. Max furrows his brow. What else? Geez, I don't know. I try to remember. I know a little about dinosaurs because I've read Max so many books about them, but the one in my dream wasn't exactly biologically accurate. None of the long-necked dinosaurs I know have teeth like that. Maybe it had a bump on its head? It could be a brachiosaurus. He pauses, lost in thought. You know, the largest sauropods are 160 feet long and can be up to 130 feet tall. Awesome. I know, right? We make it to the edge of our neighborhood. Bethany is a small town. There's only a couple of thousand people here, which is actually pretty big by Ohio standards, but I know most of the families living in these houses. It's the kind of place where everyone knows each other and has no problem getting into each other's business, which I hate because it makes the whole place feel kind of claustrophobic. Most of the houses around here look the same. One-story homes with shutters on their windows. Inside them live women in aprons and old men in overalls or suede suit jackets. If a couple is young, they're about to start pumping out kids. If they're old, they already have. The boys at my high school wear camouflage and like to hunt and fish. The girls wear dark eye makeup. It's all the same. All the houses, all the people, in a town where nothing ever happens. I passed Duncan's restaurant and pub, the gun shop, Domino's Pizza, the florist, a knick-knack store, and an epic bakery called Simply Sweet, which makes pretty sick sugar cookies. A hiking trail stretches across Route 13 and runs along the river up to the pond where Mom and Dad used to take me before Max was born. We passed the road leading to the school. Because the town is so small, the elementary, middle, and high schools all operate out of a single building the color of dirt. As we're crossing the street by the tire place, I notice one of my classmates walking towards us, her head of wild black hair frizzing up in every which direction. Francesca Russo has an oval face with acne-covered skin and lips so chapped they flake. A dress clings to her round shoulders, which looks like it was made from an old painter's shirt. It looks like she embroidered purple polka dots on the back and is using matching purple barrettes to pin her frizzy hair out of her face. I grip Max's hand a little tighter as we pass. Usually, when you hear rumors about people, they're either untrue or wildly exaggerated. But I know for a fact the rumors about Francesca are true. My parents were at the funeral where she burned that dead guy, straight up lit his body on fire while his widow screamed and screamed. I didn't go to the funeral. Dad let me stay home because I barely knew the guy. He just went to the same church we went to. But Mom and Dad talked about it when they got home. According to Mom, Francesca doused the corpse in gasoline and lit him on fire inside his casket. Someone put the fire out. Nobody got hurt or anything, but still, Francesca's creepy. She tells everyone she burned the guy because his ghost asked her to, but I think it's some kind of mental thing. One of those things that make you hear voices, like schizophrenia or whatever. I can't help but feel sorry for her. I heard another rumor a month or so ago that she lives in a trailer with her older brother Richie, who's a total dick. He's dumped my backpack into the hall lots of times, and he also seemed to have it out for my boyfriend, Miles. I glance over my shoulder and watch Francesca wander down the sidewalk. I wonder if Richie's violent toward her too. I'm pretty sure her mom is dead and her dad remarried or something. I don't know, but it must be lonely. If the only people I had to talk to were imaginary, I'd feel pretty alone too. But standing up for her in school would immediately brand me as a target. Even though it might make me a bad person, I don't have enough energy to deal with that on top of everything at home. Max and I reach the park. Some of the other boys have already arrived and are standing around kicking the grass or fixing small plastic helmets onto their small heads as their parents stand in small circles and chat. Max stops in his tracks. I glance down to see him shaking his head and sticking out his bottom lip. I drop in front of him and hold his arms. You have to, buddy. Can I please stay with you? I wish you could, but I have work. I flatten his blonde cowlick, but it springs back up again. The sun is really beating down today. I hope Max doesn't get sunburnt. I forgot to put sunscreen on him. Mom is going to be here at 1:15, and when I get home, I will play dinosaurs with you until dinner. This seems to get to him. All the way until dinner? You heard me. Before I can say anything else, Max flings his arms around my neck. I hug him back, pressing him against my chest and holding him tightly. For a brief moment, everything is right in the world. It's just me and Max, soaking in the last of the summer sun outside on a Saturday. But then he worms free, and I'm jarred back to reality to see Max walking over to where Coach Beauchart is taking attendance. I love you, I call after Max. He turns around and smiles at me without his front teeth. Bye, Shiloh. So that's the first half of chapter 1. There's another second half. This isn't really a spoiler because this is the entire premise of the book, but Shiloh's little brother Max goes missing, and the second half of the chapter is that happening. And yeah, exactly, pretty much. I have had this issue since I was in high school when I used to read out loud. I have a really, really terrible time slowing down, and I always trip over my words and stutter. So I've been working really hard at getting better at it, but it takes some effort. So hi, Tims. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you so much. Yes, today is quite the day. Hi, Kiss the Sky. Miles. Yes, Miles is one of the characters in They Stay. Miles is Shiloh's boyfriend. Hi, Mia. Yay. Thank you. And Devin, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you for clapping for my stuttering. And yes, no, that was really fun. It was fun to actually read it out loud. I don't know if I've ever read that out loud before. That might have honestly been the first time. So I am going to share with you the title of They Stay Too. I have this like fun graphic that I put on Instagram. I'm just realizing that I forgot to like queue it up on the live stream service, but I'm going to put it on Instagram tomorrow. And it has like kind of spooky music and stuff, but I think I'm just going to tell you now because I'm a little bit technically incompetent and I don't really want to like wait and queue stuff up and have you guys wait. So another quick drum roll. The title of They Stay number 2 is officially They Whisper. It's They Whisper because like that really ties into a lot of what both Shiloh and Francesca have to deal with throughout that book. I am very excited about it. I had so many weird, funny ideas for what I could call They Stay Too. And a lot of my family members made fun of me for a while because of my working titles for They Stay Too. And I don't know, like They Stay as a series, like They blank has a lot of really funny potential in it. So for a while I was, joking with, my friends. I'd be like, oh yeah, book 1, they stay. Book 2, they kiss. Like it just gets ridiculous. But yes, I decided against they kiss and they suffer and all that stuff. And it is They Whisper. And yeah, there is a little bit of an Easter egg about that title in book 1. There is a very, very short mention. I don't know if this like ruins the Easter egg. I think I'm just going to like tell you anyway, because this can be like, the stream isn't super big. So it's like a secret that we can all share. There's a little moment in They Stay 1 where Francesca talks about this time where her mom took her to the cornfields. And if she was really, really quiet standing in the cornfields, the corn would whisper back to her. And Francesca was like, that's never happened to me. But in They Stay Too, there's some stuff that comes back. So yeah, there's the little secret They Whisper Easter egg. Thank you so much, Devin. I try. Hi, is it Bhuvan? Hi, thank you so much for coming to the stream. Yeah, I'm glad you are excited about the title. I love that title. I'm super, super jazzed about it. Yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I am very excited about this title. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I think it might not have worked as well maybe if it were, like, the first in the series, but I think, like, building off of They Stay and, like, there's already a ghosty thing kind of established, it all, like, ties together. So, how would you feel about doing some fun ghost-themed BuzzFeed quizzes? I found 2 that I thought would be fun to do together. I'm gonna drop the links in the chat, and then if you want to, like, if you're also at a computer, you can take it yourself, and then we can all compare answers. And I'll share my screen while I'm doing mine, and we can talk through the answers and stuff because I thought that they were pretty silly. So, first ghostly BuzzFeed game that we can play is take this spooky quiz and we'll reveal what type of ghost you'll be. I don't know what kinds of ghosts that there are and what options there are, but this is the quiz. I let me know if you can see that in the chat. I just posted on my end on the streaming services hosting page thing. Yeah, I think that this is going to be fun. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I'm looking at. This should work because theoretically I've done this before in my past streams. Yes, okay, perfect. So this is quiz number 1. I don't know. I thought this would be kind of a silly idea to do. I'm excited. Okay. I love BuzzFeed quizzes. I honestly, if I didn't have 10 million things to do today, pertaining to the release, I would have created a which they stay character are you BuzzFeed quiz. But I think I'm going to do that in the next couple of days, maybe after writing and stuff. I have a book that I need to sit down and finish tomorrow because I have a super, super exciting YouTube announcement that I'm going to be making later on this week, which, I can also talk about here. Secret, you guys are getting all the tea during this live stream. I am organizing to have a bunch of young adult horror authors come in and do interviews on the channel talking about how they write horror and how they build atmosphere in horror and how they use found text to create spooky atmosphere in horror. So I'm doing a bit of a horror writers panel fest, and I'm going to do an interview with a horror author every day of the week leading up to Halloween. So I'm super excited about that. I think it's going to be really cool. I have some total rock stars lined up for this, and I have one of the interviews the day after tomorrow, so I'm going to finish her book tomorrow so I can be super knowledgeable for this interview and give her the best questions that I can, and therefore give you all the best information that I can. Okay, so on to the ghostly quiz. So which home will you spend your alone time in? Honestly, all of these look terrifying. I am such a scaredy cat. I will be lying in bed and my every single door in the house will be locked. There's no way that anybody can get in, but I will be standing just laying there and my hand will be out from underneath the covers and I will just imagine this crusty, creepy hand coming down and touching my arm and then I have to put my hand under the covers and then I can't sleep for another 15 minutes. I just have this imagination that just likes to really mess with me. So I think that if I spent my alone time in any of these homes, that it might be a problem. I don't know if this will be an actual option, if the scaredy cat ghost is going to be an option, but I guess we'll see. I'll be ghost that's scared of itself by some weird coincidence. I don't know. Okay, so I think that abandoned castle looks cool. I think the old mansion, that's too creepy because that's too Haunting of Hill House, traditional haunted manor type stuff. I think a crumbling train station would be pretty creepy too. I mean, all of these are creepy. I guess that's kind of the point, but I don't know. I think that there's something cool about cottages. I'd probably go with a cottage. Yeah. I think because it's kind of, I don't know, it's cozier, you get some more blankets, even though that you also get ghosts. I don't know. Okay. Which color represents you the best? My favorite color is orange. I love orange. Everybody hates orange. I don't understand why everybody hates the color orange. It's been my favorite color since I was a kid. So that's going to be an easy answer for me. Oh, choose a grave. Ooh. Oh, that one with a tree is interesting. If I choose the one with a tree, though, I'm gonna get cottage core ghost, likes fairy houses and likes to snuggle. Which I mean, I guess is not that bad. Fairy houses are cool. I used to build them when I was little. That's why I wrote about Francesca building fairy houses and they stay. This one's kind of creepy. I don't know how I like the skull. I kind of like, oh, you know what this one reminds me of? The tree reminds me of that. What was it, that like Disney short something, like the volcanoes that sung to each other and like cuddled and like became one volcano at the end. I think it was like lava or something. Great Disney short. I hated it while I saw it in high school, but I love it now. So yeah, I think I'm gonna choose this one. And how would you make your presence known? Oh, I guess as a ghost. I think randomly flipping the light switch is pretty standard, but also like that happens a lot where I live because I think just the electricity is a little old, or like the light bulbs are a little bit moody. So I don't know if that means that we have ghosts, but maybe. Maybe animals will sense me. I'm a huge dog person. I am a huge, huge animal person. So I guess having animals sense me would be my ideal way to make my presence known. Although once, so my grandparents' house was like super, super haunted when I was little. And once my like aunt's dog, we were taking care of her for the weekend and we brought her to my grandparents' house, and she just like lost her mind whenever she would like step into this one room. And I was a baby, and apparently I did the exact same thing when I stepped into that room. Like it was definitely haunted. So I think the whole animals can sense creepy forces is a real thing. So I'm going to click animal sense me. Which element would you get to know? I don't really know what this means. Like, do ghosts really attach themselves to elements? Like, elemental ghosts would be kind of an interesting thing to explore in a story. I don't know. That's a type of ghost that I haven't really thought about before. I don't know. Like, how would that work? I don't know how that would work. Like, how are the ghosts attached to the elements? Maybe I'm not reading it right. If I'm being super stupid and not reading it right, let me know in the comments. Yeah, I think I'll probably go with fire. That sounds kind of cool. That seems very ghosty. Okay, choose a song to sing along to. I think that this is probably not just if you were a ghost. I guess this is like just choose a song to sing along to as a person. Although I guess ghosts could sing too. I think there's a very obvious answer to this question. It's obviously Africa by Toto. What is your catchphrase? Oh, there's also another super obvious answer here. I don't know who would not choose these sheets were made for walking. That's great. How would you get around? I would maybe, so latching on to people, that's probably a little bit like maybe necromancy-esque. Don't want to go there. Wandering, I guess I'd probably do a lot of wandering as a ghost. I'm extremely directionally challenged. Like I can get lost in parking lots. It's really bad. I had to use my GPS to find my college supermarket until like, a year before I graduated. Like it was really embarrassing. So yeah, I'd say wandering seems realistic. Oh, a traveling ghost. Okay, you love the outdoors and hate being pinned down. As a ghost, you'll wander to your heart's content and take in the views. I really don't know how accurate that is, though. Like, I really am such a homebody. I really like sticking in one place and then not really moving. I don't know if I'd want to travel. I'd probably just want to like linger around where my loved ones were if I were a ghost, and just kind of like lightly haunt them and like mess with them a little bit. Like the ones that I know that are scared of ghosts, like that would be kind of funny. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you got traveling ghosts too. I wonder if did anybody else get a different answer? I wonder how many there are. I mean, being a traveling ghost would be fun. I mean, you get to go like take in different views. You probably don't get tired while you're walking. Like I really hate hiking. Hiking just is not super fun for me. But I don't think I would get winded if I were a ghost going on hikes. So that could be a plus. Devin, you got a sentimental ghost? Okay, awesome. Is that like the one that will like cling to your loved ones and follow them around? Brian, you got a haunted ghost? Okay, yeah, nice. That kind of tracks with like the way that you do your YouTube videos with the light like kind of shining underneath your chin. It's very spooky music, like they're very haunted. As a ghost, I could see that being the case. Micah said, I'm sorry I have to go now. It's long after 1 a.m. here in Germany, but I'll definitely watch it again tomorrow. Oh my gosh, no, go to sleep. That's so late. Thank you so much for popping in. It was so nice to see you. Tim said, I got a sentimental ghost too. Okay, nice. Cool. So we're like I think Brian is the outlier here who got the haunted ghost. Everyone else seems to be traveling or sentimental. I honestly think I would be a sentimental one in real life. I think that that's probably more likely. I don't know. Because my parents just moved and they packed up a lot of the stuff that was in their old house. And like we had to do a lot of like moving of stuff this summer. And I was just so stressed the whole time. I was like, I don't want anything to change. I don't want anything to move. Like, if you're going to throw it away, just give it to me. I'm like acting like a complete total hoarder. But, it is what it is. Okay, on to quiz 2. This one I also thought was fun. This is, here's your biggest fear based on what type of ghost you'll be. I thought that this one would be kind of fun and spicy. I will drop the link in the comments too. All right. I love BuzzFeed quizzes. They're the best. All right. So, what does your ghostly self look like? This image is terrifying. I hope not. Oh my God. This also is pretty creepy. I don't know. I think that this like kind of depends on the way that you actually think that like ghosts look. Oh, hi, Autumn. Yes, thank you so much for popping in. Yes, it is release day. I'm very excited. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. We're doing BuzzFeed quizzes now. If you want to join, I put the link in the chat. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think that actual ghosts look like this kind of like sheet thrown over their head ghosts. Just, throwing that out there. But I feel like this is definitely the most wholesome out of all of these ones. This one is not a ghost. This one's like some sort of creepy clown like that. I don't know. I hope ghosts don't look like that. That's too scary. I don't know. So I think I'm going to go with that. Why not? All right. Where will you be haunting? An airport, a hospital or asylum, an abandoned school, or a haunted house? I really think that this depends like where you die. Like if you died in an airport, that would make sense, or an abandoned school. But I feel like nobody would go travel to an asylum to haunt them after dying. Like I feel like I'd be, even as a ghost, I'd be too scared to go into the asylum. Like I don't know. Maybe this is just me because I'm a huge scaredy cat, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just like, if I were haunting my childhood house or like the house I live in now, it would be a haunted house, even if I were a friendly ghost. So that would turn any ghost that I was, or any house that I was haunting into a haunted house. I think I'll go with a haunted house. Which creepy doll are you hanging on to? Oh, none of them. Please, no. No, dislike. Is that like a weird face behind that doll's head? What is that? That looks kind of weird. I don't know. Out of all of them, I'd probably say that this one creeps me out the most. Something about dolls. Ever since like I watched Coraline, I've just thought dolls are the creepiest thing. Who is your main target? A nurse who gave me the wrong medication, a little kid who keeps me company, dumb teenagers, or a family who just moved in. I'm not going to target the family who just moved in. They didn't do anything to me. Or a little kid that's keeping me company. That's a nice kid. That's like a very kind-hearted, open-minded kid. I'm not going to like be mean and haunt them. Dumb teenagers, depending on what they were doing, I guess. Like if they were doing something like really offensive, then maybe I'd haunt them a little. But if a nurse gave me the wrong medication, yeah, I'd probably haunt her a little bit. That's more of like, okay, you did something to me, now I'll do something to you, like, and get you back in some way. I mean, depending on the nurse, unless it was like an honest mistake and it's easy to forgive. But if she purposefully gave me the wrong medication, then she deserves a little bit of haunting. So what's your reason for haunting? I miss my old life and memories, revenge, for fun. I miss being able to talk to someone. Oh yeah, I miss being able to, that would be so lonely if you were a ghost and you couldn't talk to anybody. Definitely not for fun, I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I guess unless I get super bored and it's like harmless haunting, but I wouldn't want to like hurt people just because I was bored. Revenge, I guess, if like someone did, like, this is all very circumstantial. I'm also probably approaching this as an author. Like I'm trying to understand the story behind all of these things. I don't know. I'd probably say I miss my old life and memories. I feel like it'd be kind of sad to be a ghost. I don't know. How will you let people know your spirit has entered the room? Slamming the door and giggling. Oh, that would be terrifying. Screaming and crying. Flickering lights, of course. What do you mean? I'm always with them. Oh, yeah, the stalker ghost. Be me. Haha, no, I'm just kidding. Not slamming the door, giggling. Maybe, I can come in with like a signature catchphrase. I don't know. I think I'd probably cling to my family, especially if I like miss my old life and memories. I'd like cling to the people I wanted to be around. How will they get rid of you? Oh, they want to get rid of me? They move out of the house, but I'm still there when the next people move in. I leave them of my own accord. I disappear and take their kid with me. They trap me and purify the place. Oh, disappear and take the Jesus. This is like intense. I wouldn't want to be trapped. I would say, I don't know, if I were like haunting my family, I don't know. Well, none of these would make sense. I guess they'd probably trap me and purify the place. Like, let's be real. Wouldn't be honest. Like, wouldn't be great for me, but I understand where they're coming from. And finally, how do you let them know you never really left? They see me in every reflection. They say they're glad I'm gone, but then the lights flicker one last time. I scream and appear once again. I call them on the phone, of course. That would be so creepy. And also, like, that's one thing, ever since I read the second Harry Potter book, I don't know about you, but I have always been terrified of the second Harry Potter book, and that whole, like, looking up in the mirror and seeing the basilisk behind and then get it, like, so scary. I used to have so many nightmares. The mirror horror stuff freaks me out. Like, when nothing's there, you look down, you look back up, and something's there. No, thank you. So that would be very scary if I did that. I think I'll do that. If I had the power in that situation, it wouldn't be as scary. Sharp objects. Maybe it was something that happened to you in the past or something that is unexplainable, but you just get really uncomfortable near sharp objects. Needles scare the heck out of you, but not everything's going to hurt you. Be cautious, but don't let it ruin your life. I would say that I'm pretty scared of sharp objects. I wouldn't say that it's my biggest fear in the world. I don't like getting needles, but I will get needles. I don't know. When I was a kid, I had really bad cyclic vomiting syndrome. So I used to have to get IVs all the time. So I got really used to needles. I was like, because I had to. So they haven't really scared me a ton. But, oh, you got the fear of falling. Fear of falling, I think, scares me more than the fear of sharp objects, honestly. Like, especially when you're up high and you have nothing to hang on to, terrifies me. Devin said, I got being alone. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest fear. I don't know. Fun fact, I was writing some bonus material for They Stay, and I was like doing a character interview, and I did 20 questions with Miles, who's Shiloh's boyfriend in the book. And one of his biggest fears is being alone too. So you have it in common with one of the characters in the book. Brian said same. Oh yeah, so the fear of falling again. And Tim said sharp objects. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one with this fear. I don't know. This was really fun. I like doing these. Those were the only two that I had planned. And I really just kind of thought that we could just, end it there. I'm so grateful that you guys came out to celebrate with me. Thank you for participating in the quizzes. I love BuzzFeed quizzes. I think that I am probably going to do a Which They Stay character are you BuzzFeed quiz. I don't think it's going to help me a ton with marketing, but it'll be a fun thing to do for me because I enjoy BuzzFeed quizzes, and I'll link it on the book's about page and stuff too. So then that'll be fine. Yeah, well, thank you all so much for coming. I have another live stream planned for October 30th, which is going to be a part of that big event with all of the young adult horror authors. It's going to be kind of writing sprints. I thought about doing them like horror writing sprints, but not everybody is working on something that's horror related. So we're just going to do a regular writing sprint where I'm actually going to dress up in a costume and stay in that costume for the entire sprint. And we can play spooky music and stuff. So yeah, I think that will be fun. Oh yeah. Hi, Autumn. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, bye, Brian. It was so nice seeing you all. I'm going to head out too because I need to make dinner and eat it. Oh, thank you so much, Mia. Thank you so much for coming. I will talk to you all soon. Have a good rest of your night. Bye, everybody.